Morning campers. Yes, I do know it looks like I've been wearing the same t-shirt for a week, but I've got about 10 in this colour, all with different military planes on. So yeah, before anyone says, oh, he ain't changed his t-shirt for a week, yeah, I change it every day. Anyway, after last night and the eazypod challenge, I've decided to do a bit more playing with my eazypod. And after speaking, well, I say speaking, we had a couple of messages exchange on a YouTube video about head heights and things. And I was looking at my pod this morning, and I thought, I wonder if I drop it down a bit and create a bit more head height, whether it'd work any better, whether it would pull some more crud through that 2-inch pipe. So I've dropped my eazypod, and I've dropped it as low as I can physically put it. Now with the pump running, it's just at the bottom of the overflow channels. So when you actually turn the pump off, the eazypod will actually overflow. I couldn't physically put it any lower than that because yeah, it's just at the top of the centre metal cage. So if I drop it much lower than that, as soon as I turn that pump off, it's going to overflow. I've also changed the pump on it. I've gone from the Eazy 5500 to an Eazy 10,000. So I'm just going to play around. Flow rate is basically at the maximum they quote for an eazypod, and it's turning over the pond, well, the fry vat, about 5 times an hour. So massive pond flow rate and maximum flow rate for the eazypod. So I'm just going to see what happens. Probably a crazy time to do it since I'm going away to Denmark for 5 or 6 days. But I do have someone on call that can get out here if required. It'll be an interesting experiment to let that run for a week and then see if it has collected any more crud in that pipe than usual. So I'll run the experiment again when I get back, when the eazypod has been running for a considerable amount of time. It will be flushed in the meantime, but it won't go through a full bottom drain purge or anything like that. I want to see what gets trapped in it. So that's where I'm at the moment. Challenge is still out there for anyone with a 4-inch or a 3-inch bottom drain to basically purge into their eazypod or their Nexus and then purge as low down as they can to where the bottom drain comes through the deck. If that means removing the eazypod and putting an elbow on or something like that, so be it. Or if you've actually got a purge fitted on yours, it'd be nice to see the experiment, because it'd be nice to see what the difference is between a 2-inch, a 3-inch and a 4-inch, and what gets stuck in those lines. I know it's not an exact science, because you'd have to have exactly the same head height, exactly the same length of pipe work, yada yada yada, so everything would have to be identical for it to be exact. But it'd be interesting to see what gets trapped in a 4-inch line compared to a 3, compared to a 2. I know that the ponds would have to be basically having the same stocking, the same feeding, the same pump rates. Everything would have to be identical, apart from the lines from the bottom drain to make an exact test. But it'd certainly give a very good idea of what gets stuck in there. So yeah, that's what I've been up to this morning. It's a bit grey and there's a nice breeze, but it's still incredibly hot. I'm sweating buckets. So now that I've played about with it a bit, up the flow rates, got a bit more head height. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it will sweep that 2-inch pipe a bit better, but we shall see. I've basically doubled the flow rate through it, so hopefully that will do the job. But yeah, as I say, I'm a curious sort, and I like to see the differences between the two. And when you see, or the three in this case, when you see the differences, you can then make an informed decision on how you do it, can't you? I basically used a 2-inch because I had a 2-inch bottom drain here. 2-inch bottom drain, load of 2-inch pipe, had everything I needed, didn't have to buy anything. But maybe a 3-inch would have been better. Maybe a 4-inch would be better. I just don't know. So yeah, if anyone's up for the challenge, drop me a message saying, yep, you've done it, here's the result. Couple of Aldi vegetable bags. Dave, Eden Koi Pond, says they're 25p. I think they've gone up a bit now. I think they're about 50p, but even so, bargain. Exactly what is needed for this type of thing. And if you use the same bags, then you get the same amount of filtration as it comes through, so it makes it even more like for like. So I'll put a couple of clips of what I've been doing, where I've been chatting to a couple of people and sending them little videos on WhatsApp. I'll tie those in at the end, and we'll see what happens. Experimentation is always fun. Ciao! Oh, and before anyone mentions it, yes, I do know the T-piece has been fitted the wrong way round. Paul and I were doing it relatively quickly, and we glued it all together, put the eazypod on. I looked at Paul and said, Paul, you fitted the T-piece the wrong way round, and he went, oh bugger. So yeah, that is going to be changed. When I get back from Denmark, we'll put a new one in, but unfortunately it's a full fry vat drain again. So yeah, I'm trying to put it off a little bit. Procrastination is wonderful, because it means I've got to dump all the water again, which I really don't want to do again at the minute. Bye again. Fucking hell, mate, look at the flow of that shower now. Jesus. That's flowing a bit more through, isn't it? Bloody hell. It's basically sucking so much through the eazypod that I haven't got enough water level to keep up by the look of it. I'm going to have to drop the eazypod down a little bit. You see what I mean? He's fitted it the wrong fucking way around. But if you look, it's sat a little bit further forward anyway. So if I actually take that off and jiggle it back a bit, it's all on rubber boots, so it's got a bit of movement in it. I should be able to cut that out, but the only trouble is I've got no slide valve there on the bottom drain, so I'm going to have to drain the whole tank to do it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that block out, and I'm going to put the eazypod up on bricks, because that way it'll be about 1 inch lower. So I'm going to see if that makes any difference. I can basically do that on my own and not have to mess about with the pipe work. Not quite up to level, but I've turned the pump on, and that's where it's running at with a 10,000 pump. But when I turn that pump off, it's literally going to fill the eazypod right up. So yeah, I've got a couple of inches I can play with, I reckon, but that's giving it absolute maximum head pressure. I couldn't get any more head pressure on that if I wanted to. I don't know if you're going to see this, but the fry tank is now at maximum capacity, and with the pump running, it's just at the bottom of the overflow ring. So when I pull that pump, I have a feeling, if I turn that pump off, I have a feeling the eazypod will actually overflow, but we'll see.